Thursday, June 4th, 2026. And today I'm eating frozen strawberries and blueberries. How are we doing today?
Night on gay timeline. We are
What
turning
is
back the
that? Hello, how are you doing? Oof. Ontario's fire warning.
People really wanted sunshine and warmth. It was a long winter, but too many days in a row has become problematic in Northern Ontario. I'm Kim McDonald. Meteorologist Melinda Singh is here. This is a look at the lack of rainfall across Ontario, and as a result, the fire risk is extreme in
Bye,
many
Ontario.
locations. We've got 19 wildfires burning across Northern Ontario. 13 of them are burning in the northwest, 6 in the northeast, and we're watching this one in Timmins very carefully, where they've now cut off transportation around the region. We're getting rain, Melinda.
Well, that's where the national capital is. Surely they have every resource and strategy to minimize fire spreading. Zach, hello, how are you? Oh, from the Philippines, nice. Domin Mill. How are you?
But let's talk about this forecast. Is it enough? By any means, it's not enough. We need a good soaking of
Hello
rain
from Canada.
and multiple days of it as well. Overall, though, we're tracking some rain as we head into Friday, into the weekend. It's really going to be mainly towards the north, where we could be seeing more heavier dousing of rain, but towards the GTA, not much, where we're really struggling with the fire danger reading. But Kim, in the long range, yes, there is rain in the short range, but another ridge of high pressure will be pushing it through, and temperatures across the far north are going to be soaring. Yes, even into the 30s. Yeah, that's the news that we don't need. Timmins, I know they're working hard right now on the wildfire burning there. And again, we're talking about
How are you,
temperatures, as you mentioned,
Mr.
well
Zach?
above normal, so not really cooling. The south, similar conditions. Rain is coming this weekend after 6 days in a row without any of it. Thanks for joining us.
Ooh, cold on the teeth. 5 anti-inflammatory foods. Oh, I like her. Evie Pomperous. She's so good. Cool edits. Hi, hi, hi. Thanks for the comments. Forge, hi. I'm here from Spain. Hello. How you doing? Do you need some attention? I had classes, so couldn't come earlier. That's okay. How was the class? Cool edits. Why what? I got a question for you. Why are so many up and coming YouTubers often being very committed? I don't know. I don't have like a YouTuber community of my own. I mean, some YouTubers have liked or like made comments about my comments, but and one of the ones I'm like one time I made a comment on one of the ones I really like. A number of them I like. One of them was like I'm thinking of a number of them right now. But Melissa Villasenor, um, she liked one of my comments on her channel, and I was like, cool. And then Alyssa Grenfell liked and replied to comments to replied and commented on a comment I made. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Are YouTubers like streaming now? So I mean, also people sometimes just want to look through streams, right? They're not really searching for anything specific. So if someone's like flipping through, they're like stream, and then they find something they like, they might be like, oh, I guess I'll pay more attention. This guy's giving me a lot of comments. Can I sub? Yeah, go ahead. For sure, Milan. Flamingo Kinder. Hello. Boring as always. The class, I mean. Well, sometimes boring is good, but I mean, it can be tedious. And what are you from? I'm from Canada. The start of the school in the Philippines are June 8th. The start of the school year is June 8th? Interesting. Huh. I guess you guys no, I don't even know how that works. You guys are above the equator. Like you're in the northern hemisphere in the Philippines, but you're closer to the equator. I don't know. Anyway, I learned that I do not like economics, but well, can't change it now. Well, so with economics, isn't that cost benefit? Like the benefit of doing what you're doing outweighs the cost of whatever else you'd be doing. United Arab Emirates. Hello. Hey Ayla. Ayla Joviliana. Hello from Canada. Oh man, too big of a bite. I mean, I won't know what you're saying, but why not? I think I know what you mean, but going to heaven is a good thing. So there's a bit of an odd balance there. How many times you live streaming? How many viewers watch your live stream? A small collection of people. There's some people who I haven't seen lately. I'm not sure why, but Max is pretty consistent. Yeah, Ayla, you're doing a great job speaking English so far. Um, I believe that I have a creator. Um, so how often I live stream? I guess basically every day. I do a sleep stream, and then I have like my berries, and then like VR chat, and my breakfast stream. I'd like to do more streaming, but I don't know. Like I have my Pokemon cards that I found in my collection. I should have kept it over here so I can just grab it. I think it's like I don't know where they are. I know they're in my room here somewhere, but I don't. It's not arm's reach. That's my point. What time you live stream? Oh, I don't know. Usually, this sometimes is a pretty usual time. Sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later. Right now it's 11:53 p.m. I'm just trying to find myself a bedtime. I actually should set a time where I'm like in bed, but that's a whole other thing. Boy. The Indonesian version of what time in the Philippines is 2:54 p.m. You're on Friday. Oh, I can't believe how cold the strawberries are. But yeah, I really like this lady. She's so awesome. This is not a new video of hers. She's what's her name? Evie Pomperos. She's so good.
Have you ever felt powerless? Have you ever felt powerless? Do you have a hard time bouncing back from struggles? Do you feel like you're drowning? You must face adversity to become strong. Because let's face it, we're all going to have setbacks and difficult situations. The loss of a family member, maybe getting fired from a job, a failed relationship. In this episode, you will learn how to approach those situations with a strong mind. Because we all have the capacity to be unbreakable. And you're about to learn how.
So this is Lisa Biello, Lisabilyeu. She has a YouTube channel and she's interviewing Evie Pomperos, EVYPOUMPOURAS. What is your message to the world? Feed your neighbors. Sheesh. If I had a message for the world, it would be clean drinking water and food for everyone already. What are we waiting for? That's insane. It's crazy. Hey Malik. Hey, Han edits. Hello. I remember you. I thought you were another guy for a sec though, because I saw edits. Han edits, right? And I thought familiar, but yeah, I didn't remember seeing King in it. So I was like, yeah. So going back, it's like cool edits, edit King, and yeah, I look happier than yesterday. Oh, yay! So that was a sweet strawberry. Oh, welcome. Welcome B09725FR. How are you? Thanks for the likes. Hey, do you guys want to do a poll? What should the poll question be? What should the poll question be? Well, no one's making any suggestions, so I'll just make up a poll. We can change the question later if it makes sense. Yeah. Do you have a message for the world? Yeah.
The prime factor, I think, or the foundation to mental resilience is adversity. And I'm probably going it's counterintuitive probably because most people don't want adversity. They fight adversity. When they have adversity, they feel, why is this happening? I don't want this in my life. I want everything to go very smoothly and I don't want to have any issues. However, adversity tends to be one of the foundations to creating mental resilience. When you face adversity over a consistent period of time, you know how to manage it, how to withstand it. It makes you stronger, it makes you more resilient. In fact, there was a study that was done on dolphins. And there were these dolphins that were in this indoor facility, some type of aquarium. With these dolphins is that their fins, a dolphin's fin is usually straight up, they started to kind of flop. And they brought in these scientists and they started looking at the dolphins and they could not figure out why the fins were doing this drop. Normally the fins are very rigid and sturdy. They looked at the food, they looked at the water in the tank. They could not figure it out until finally what they realized was the fins weren't strong anymore because they were in a tank. And in the water tank that's isolated, there's no current, there's no pressure, it's not the ocean. And so the fins were never exposed for a long period of time. They were never exposed to the adversity of the ocean, which caused them to be strong. So adversity is actually one of those wonderful things.
I love listening to you say this because it does sound counterintuitive if, someone's hearing that for the first time. If you want to get stronger, you're basically saying, to get stronger, you have to take knocks to the face, left, right, and center. And it doesn't fucking feel good. So now you're saying in this thing that you want to do well at, in this goal that you have, you're going to have to crawl through a pile of shit to get out the end free and strong and, the person you want. And it just sounds counterintuitive, but I love the analogy of the fin because it's so true. I actually use the same of the gym. And this was back in the day when I first started learning about growth mindset. You go to the gym, right? If you only ever lifted 5 pounds and you only curled 5 pounds, you're never going to get stronger. So if the goal is to get stronger, what you have to do, you have to incrementally build up. You can't just go in the gym, right, pick up a 20-pound dumbbell and expect to curl it, but you have to pick it up. And what it's doing is micro tears. And so in the micro tears, it's basically telling your body, hey, oh shit, we're not strong here. You've just torn my muscle, but it's a micro tear, so it's not extreme. You've just torn me. I guess I need to get stronger because the next time you pick up that weight, we have to be strong enough to be able to maintain the weight. And it's so freaking powerful. So even though we don't naturally want, and it doesn't feel freaking good to get punched in the face time and time again, I love that you've made that analogy to give the example of why. When you're in that position where you're actually embracing resilience, how do you self-soothe so that you tell yourself this is actually good for me? Because most people, right, you want to run in the opposite direction.
Well, I think don't bitch about it. I think it's just sometimes it's like simple as it's, sometimes there's like no science, there's nothing really involved. Just don't bitch about it. Adversity is such a great thing to have throughout your life. And again, we don't want to put ourselves in chronic adversity where somebody is chronically doing something to us. That's not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about having difficulties throughout life, and that when you have them, understand that they help build your mental resilience. There was a study done where they looked at young people, youth, and they did a comparison between youth raised in inner cities, inside the city, which is typically rougher, versus a suburban area, youths that grew up in a suburban environment where it's super safe, parents really take care of the students, it's a much more coddled environment, protected environment. And what they found when they compared these two groups, that the children that were raised, the youths that were raised in an inner city environment actually ended up doing better later on in life. They had better resilience when they were faced with adversity. They actually were more successful in overcoming obstacles in their lives. Whereas this other group struggled quite a bit because they had less adversity. And so when you're facing something, find solace in that this is actually making you a better problem solver, number one, because when you're dealing with different problems, you become more efficient. You become almost like a little bit of a chess player and being, okay, I see this, let me see how I'm going to maneuver it. And you learn to withstand things when things happen. They're not all soul crushing.
which normally then when something is soul crushing, it stops.
Oh, that's my strawberries and blueberries. So yeah, I guess what I'll do is I'll do a sleep stream here in a little while. And so yeah, thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. Especially thank you for commenting because it gives me something to work with. So have a great night and a great day. Bye bye.